Good evening. It's July 11th, 2011. Welcome. I'd like to take a minute here to discuss what's going on with Rupert Murdoch.
The West would be green with envy at his little black book of conquests. Tory Margaret Thatcher, Labor's Tony Blair, George Bush. Even Jimmy Carter couldn't say no. Now Bill and Hillary Clinton, who know on which side their bread is buttered, like having it slathered by their new buddy Rupert. Our media and political system has turned into a mutual protection racket.
My affiliation with him, or my awareness of Mr. Murdoch, goes back to 1984 when he bought the Chicago Sun-Times. He bought it in a leveraged buyout, which means he basically went to the bank and said, the Sun-Times owns X amount in property and equipment, so if you'll lend me Y amount, I can buy them. And you can use their equipment as collateral for the loan. He obviously got the loan and bought the paper. Now, Mike Royko wouldn't work for Rupert Murdoch. He said no self-respecting fish would want to be wrapped in a Murdoch paper. And I'm surprised, because in print, up to the time that Mike Royko left the Sun-Times to work for the Tribune, he always referred to Rupert Murdoch as the alien. Kind of gives you an idea how little he liked him. Mike Royko, if you're not aware, won a Pulitzer Prize for the book Boss on Richard J. Daley, and was syndicated in over 600 newspapers across the United States. And over the course of his lifetime, he wrote 7,500 columns and about a dozen articles for Reader's Digest. So he was a journalist of some note, to say the least. Now, last week, it was discovered that the News of the World not only hacked into the phones of celebrities and politicians, but also violated the privacy of a murdered girl, crime victims, and bereaved families of soldiers. Murdoch subsequently shut down the newspaper. The 163-year-old tabloid went bye-bye. Now, this weekend on ABC News, there was some speculation that Murdoch would lose his FCC licenses over these telephone hacking charges. Now, as far as I can tell, that would mean that Fox News then goes bye-bye or gets sold off to somebody else very quickly. Not exactly sure. There has been some speculation, again, an article that came across on Facebook, that the market is questioning the validity of Rupert Murdoch's way of operating. So that's Wall Street's take on it. Don't have a lot to say about the man. I'm sure eventually this is going to go into the courts. Before I head off for the night and let this go, I want to share a dream with you. It's a dream I had back in 2003, and obviously, since it's now 2011 and I still remember it, it had a certain amount of impact. I was staying at a friend's house. My neon had sprung a leak in the gas tank. Turns out what it was the drain plug that's on the neon gas tank had rotted away because it's rubber and eventually had to be replaced. It took us quite some time to find out what it was. And that's another story entirely. I do miss my neon. It was a nice little car. Anyway, that's a side issue entirely. I was sleeping on my friend's couch, and I had a dream. And in that dream, I woke up on my friend's couch. And I was there, and my friend was sleeping in the lounge chair that he slept in. I don't know why he never slept in his bed, but he didn't. And I went back to sleep in the dream. And I woke up again in the dream. And again, my friend was sleeping and I was awake in the dream. And I woke up again in the dream. But each time I woke up, I had the vague sense that reality had shifted a degree. That each time I was waking up, we were in a different reality. I was there, my friend was there, but we weren't in the same world. At about halfway through, no, actually I think it was a little more. In the dream, I woke up. It was about the 6th time, I think it was. I almost walked over to my friend, woke him up out of his chair to shake his hand and introduce myself to him. I had the distinct feeling that I should wake him up and say, hello, Ed, you don't know me, but I'm from a different dimension. But I didn't. I went back to sleep. And the next time I woke up, I wasn't in the couch anymore. I wasn't on the couch anymore. I was in the back seat of a limousine. And then I got out of the limousine and I took 2 5-gallon cans of gasoline and poured them into a shell crater. And then I went to the trunk of the limousine and took out a body and put the body into the shell crater. Then I struck a match and set it afire. At that point, somebody started shooting at us. And I dove into the back seat of the limousine and slammed the door behind me as my friend and another mutual friend were in the front seat and took off driving incredibly recklessly through a city that was nothing but bombed out buildings. Ever since then, I've had the distinct impression that the world we live in is out of phase from reality. And a lot of what has been going on since 2003, well, a lot has been going on since 2001 actually, is extremely surreal.
I say we change those rules. If the rules go. I say we start anew.
This is Cliff Potts. I do thank you for your time, and may your God go with you. I will talk to you later.